guys, it's Ashley, and today I have a very long overdue book haul to bring you guys. I think the last time that I did a book haul was about 2 months ago, and since then I have acquired approximately four big stacks of books. So I'm just gonna get into it, so let's go. Also, little side note, so I went through my last book haul and I tried not to pick the books that I did last time, but because it was 2 months ago, I don't really remember the exact books that I haven't book hauled yet, because I just kind of add them to my shelf as I get them, and it really confuses me, and I need to come up with a better method. So if I'm showing you a book that you've already seen, I apologize, and if there are any books on my shelf that you're like, Ashley, you've never hauled those, I also apologize. Consider them hauled. So the first book I'm going to show you guys is Emerald Green by Kirsten Gier. This is the third book in the Ruby Red trilogy, I think, and it's about time travel, but I only have the first one and I haven't read it yet. So this was like really cheap on Book Outlet, and that's pretty much the only reason I got it. I only know that it's about time traveling, and that's about it. So, I mean, yeah. The next two books I actually got on Book Outlet as well, and they are Firefight and Calamity, both by Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson is a beloved author, and I've heard so much about him, especially about the Mistborn trilogy, and I'm really, really wanting to get into that soon. And I know that Steelheart is the first book, but I don't have that one yet, so as soon as I get that one, I will start reading the series. Maybe, possibly. Hopefully it won't sit on my shelf for like another 2 months until I get to it. The next book I have to show you guys is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I was actually recommended this book by somebody a long time ago, and I can't remember who it was, but thank you for recommending it to me. I didn't realize that it was so tiny. Like, oh my god, this book is like a one-sitting book. I don't really know much about this book, except I think they're on an island and stuff happens. For those of you who don't know, when I do book hauls and I don't really describe books, or I say that I don't really know what they're about, it's because I prefer to go into books blind. I like going into books not knowing what's gonna happen, or not knowing what to expect, because I just enjoy it more that way. If you guys really want to know what these books are about, I'll leave links to Goodreads for all of them down below, that way you can go check them out, because my crappy summaries are probably not doing it for you. Let's be honest. The next book that I have for you guys is The Wicked Will Rise by Danielle Page. This is one of the books that I'm not sure if I've already hauled, so if I have, I apologize. Basically, this is the second book in the Dorothy Must Die trilogy series. I don't know what it's gonna be now. The only reason I have it is because my mom started reading the series and she says that it's really good and that I need to get into it. She hasn't read this one yet, but it's been sitting on my shelf for her whenever she decides to get around to it. It's basically a Wizard of Oz retelling. Dorothy is the bad one and she's taken power, and this girl Amy, who is part of the Resistance, has to kind of try to take her down, and it's supposed to be really good. So the next couple of books that I have are actually Harry Potter related, and you can probably already guess what they are. The first one that I have is obviously Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I haven't actually read this yet. I know that it's not going to take me very long to read it because it is a play, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I've heard lots and lots of mixed reviews, so I'm kind of hesitant of getting into it, but I will eventually. I know I will. The next Harry Potter related book that I have is one that I always get the title wrong, so bear with me, please. And that is The Tales of Beedle the Bard. Yeah. So this is that book that's in the series at the very end in the Deathly Hallows that Dumbledore gives to Hermione, right? I think. It's full of like children's stories and stuff. I saw this in Target when I was getting The Cursed Child, and I was like, I need that for my collection, and so I bought it. And the last Harry Potter related book is another one that I just bought to add to my collection from Target, and that is Quidditch Through the Ages. I don't really know if I'm ever gonna read this. Maybe I'll try it one day, but it's really nice to just have because it looks really cute and I really love it. The next two books that I have are part of the Miss Peregrines series, and the first one is Paulo City, which is book 2 in the series. I did recently, back in I think September, read the first book, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, in preparation for the movie, which I saw, and I really loved the movie, but I haven't yet picked up the second one, and that is why I am hauling it, because I have it, and I haven't read it, and I need to. And the second book that I have related to this series is actually Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, but the movie cover, because the movie cover is so gorgeous, guys. And I was in Costco one day, and I found it in hardcover. This is not like paperback. This is an actual like dust jacket on the book. For those of you who have been following me on Twitter, you know that I've been going crazy over hardcover movie covers recently, and I have another one that I'm gonna haul in this book haul, but like, am I crazy? Like, do they make these, right? Like, I mean, obviously I'm finding them. So the next book that I have to show you is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Oh, the light is going away. No, come back. This is the illustrated version. So it has like the pictures and everything in it along with the story. And I know that there's a movie being made about this book, so I was really eager to pick it up. And I know that it is super sad. Like, everybody cries when they read this book. So I'm really, really scared to get into it, but I know that it is such a good story, and so that is why I picked it up. The next book that I'm gonna haul is The Last Boy and Girl in the World by Saban Vivian. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce her name, but I'm sorry. So I don't really know a whole lot about this book, but I did read the premise when I was buying it, and I'm just gonna read like the little tagline kind of thing, because it basically summarizes a lot. What if your town was sliding underwater and everyone was ordered to pack up and leave? How would you and your friends spend your last days together? It was on Book Outlet. As usual, I picked it up, and I know that a lot of people have read this, or I've seen it a lot on BookTube, so I'm just assuming that people have read this by now. So the next two books that I have are ones that I had never heard of until I signed up for the BookTube tour that kind of featured the book, and that is Forget Tomorrow and Remember Yesterday, both by Pintip Dunn. I was sent Forget Tomorrow for free in exchange for an honest review through BookTube tours, and so I was really appreciative to have been a part of that, and I hadn't even expected it, but after I filmed my video and uploaded it and the tour was over, I received this book in the mail from the publisher Entangled Teen, so thank you guys so much for sending this to me. I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, but I really want to soon because the end of this book killed me and I need to read this one. Basically, this is a dystopian world where everybody is sent a memory from their future selves that's supposed to guide them into who they're supposed to be in the future. And this girl, Callie, gets a memory that she is going to kill her younger sister, and literally everything in her life just completely spirals out of control from there, and it's a really good story, and I highly suggest picking it up. So this next book is Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, and this is the exclusive collector's edition that I found on Book Outlet. There was like one left, and I hit that buy button so fast, I don't even know what hit me. I really, really, really love this version because even though I haven't read the story yet, the insides are filled with adorable fan art. It is so cute, like so cute. And for those of you who don't know, I have not yet read a single Rainbow Rowell book, despite the fact that Fangirl has been on my shelf for nearly a year now. So I think it's about time to board that train. So the next book that I have, I literally know almost nothing about, and that is A Drop of Night by Stefan Bachman. So I picked it up and I started reading about it on Goodreads, and because the inside dust jacket tells you almost nothing about the actual story. And since then I have completely forgotten what it is about, but I know that it was really interesting. It was interesting enough for me to pick it up. So that is why I'm hauling it right now. I don't know when I'll get to it, so if you want to check out the Goodreads link I'll leave down below, definitely do that, because I'm sorry I can't give a better, more adequate explanation on this book. But the cover is pretty, right? Right? So the next book that I have is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. I heard so much about this series from Katie over at Kate's Book Date. When she tried to explain this series, it sounded really, really interesting. And so I went ahead and bought it. The cover is gorgeous. Can we talk about the cover? Even the back is gorgeous. Come on. Again, I don't really know what this is about. I'm sorry. I just remember it sounded really good, and that's why I picked it up. But again, I'll leave the Goodreads link down below if you want to go check it out. So book number, whatever this number is as of now, is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. Duology, trilogy. I think she's writing another one, right? I've heard so much about this series, but have not actually picked up this book, or the first one for that matter, so this is the only one in the series that I have. But it sounds really, really, really cute, and I can't wait to get into it. So the next two books that I have are An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night, both by Sabat Tahir. These books are so loved and hyped on BookTube. I had to go out and get them. I had to. I had been wanting Ember in the Ashes for a really long time now. A Torch Against the Night just came out August of this year, so I mean, now I have both of them, and I'm able to just go ahead and read both of them and have a great time. I don't really know what these books are about. I'm pretty sure they're a high fantasy, but everybody on BookTube has hyped them enough that, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody wants to read these by now, let's be honest. So the next book that I have is What We Saw by Erin Hartzler. I know that Booksplosion did this book a couple of months ago, I think. I don't really remember what they thought about it, but when I read the premise on Book Outlet, I knew that I wanted to get it. Basically, this book is about this girl who goes to this party, and is really, really partying, and then she leaves one night, and when she wakes up the next morning or a week later or some time has passed, her friend is leveling charges against these 4 guys, and I'm assuming it has something to do with rape. I'm not 100%, so don't take my word for it. It sounds really, really gripping, and I definitely want to get into this. Oh, the sun just came back. I'm blinded again. The next book that I have is one that I'm super, super excited about, but I haven't read yet. And once I show it to you, you guys are gonna be like, Ashley, why haven't you picked that up yet? We know how much of a fan you are. I was in a bit of a mini slump this month. I kind of went like about a week and a half without wanting to read anything, which was awful because I knew I had books that I needed to read, but I couldn't. But the book that I'm talking about right now is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, Book 2, The Hammer of Thor, by Rick Riordan. Everybody knows how much I love Rick Riordan's books. Why haven't I picked this up yet? I don't know. I can't wait to get back into this story with these characters who I have come to love so much, and I'm just super excited. The next book that I have is also one that I was super, super excited for finding. I was on Book Outlet, it was like midnight, and I was looking through, and all of a sudden I come across a picture, and I'm like, wait, I haven't seen that cover of that book in like 2 years. Why is it on Book Outlet? So I click buy anyways, and it comes to my house about a week later, and I open the box, and I find The City of Bones, the movie cover, as a hardcover. I knew I had to have it, and I'm so happy I did because now I have the hardcover copy, and it's like my 6th or 7th copy of The City of Bones, and I just am so happy that I have it. Like, you guys, you don't understand. I'm so happy. I don't know if I've hauled these next 2 books yet, but I know that I've already made book talks for them, and one of them is already up on my channel, and that is Shatter Me and Unravel Me by Tahara Mafi. Pretty sure I already hauled Ignite Me, so I'm not gonna pull that one out. But these 2, I have. There's not really much more I can say. I'm hauling them. They're mine now. So the next book that I have is the one that I was really excited about when I first heard about it on Christine's channel. That is The Forgetting by Sharon Cameron. This book sounded so interesting, and the cover is really pretty, and the spine is really pretty. Basically, I'm pretty sure this is just about this city or this town or this world even, where every 12 years everybody's memory is wiped, and the only way to remember anything is to write it down. But of course, people lie and they try to make their lives seem better than they are, and so nobody really knows what is the truth. We follow this one girl named Nadia, and she is the only one in the town who does not lose her memory every 12 years. She remembers everything, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of stuff happens from there. That's about all I got with the summary. The next book that I have I actually received in Owl Crate in my September box, and that is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what this is about as well. The 3 sisters who have 3 different powers, and they each compete for the crown of their kingdom. Really interesting, really dark, can't wait to get into it. So the next 3 books that I have are Empire of Storms, Heir of Fire, and Crown of Midnight, all by Sarah J. Maas. I realized when I was reading the series that I knew that I was going to get to them eventually, and I just decided to pick them all up now. That way I have them all and I can just marathon them all with Keely whenever I want, and so that is why I have all of them. They're very heavy because they're very big books, and so I'm gonna put them down now because everybody knows what this series is about. So the next book that I have is Replica by Lauren Oliver, and it still has the stickers on it because of something that I kind of might be planning on doing, but if you can see this sticker, it is a signed first edition of Replica. Look at that, guys. It's signed. I'm pretty sure a majority of you know what it's about, but if you don't, basically this is one of those unique books that you can read it here from Lyra's point of view, here from Gemma's point of view, or alternate point of views until they meet in the middle. I know that it involves clones and that Lyra is either a clone of Gemma or Gemma is a clone of Lyra, or something happens and they meet and all of this stuff goes down, but it's really interesting, it's really hyped, and I can't wait to get into it. And finally, the final 2 books that I have to show you guys are my most anticipated books. Oh, I don't even have words to describe. I have 2 copies because one is signed and one isn't, and all of you probably already know what book I'm talking about. I literally just finished this book It blew me away. If you guys have not picked up this series yet, what are you waiting for? I can hype about this series for, oh my god, so long because it is so good. The book that I'm talking about is Gemina by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This one was the original that I got about 4 days before it was released from Walmart. This one was the one that I found in Target that was signed. So I knew that I had to get both of them because I can't just walk away from a signed copy of one of my favorite books of the year, if not my favorite book of the year. Oh my god. When my book talk for this comes out, it's probably going to be like half an hour long because it was so good, you guys. It was so good. And if you haven't picked up this series yet, please, 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 please do it soon because it is so good. If you haven't picked it up yet, and my begging you to isn't making you any closer to picking up the book, let me explain to you what it's about and maybe you might be inclined to give it a try. So basically, Illuminae, which is the first book, and Gemina, the second one that just came out this month, it's basically a science fiction. The world is set in 2575 and we live in outer space. The first book, Illuminae, follows Katie and Ezra as their planet is destroyed by a company called Bitech and they are on the run to a jump station in a wormhole so they can get away before the company runs after them and destroys them so that they can't, you know, like tell on them for destroying the colony. Gemina is about the jump station that Katie and Ezra are on their way to. I honestly don't know which one I like better. I think I like them both equally, but I also think I might like Gemina a little bit more. I've tried to convince my family members to read it like 7 times since I've read it just last night, and none of them will. So I need people to talk to about this book, so please read it. Please. I had to change the camera angle and the zoom so that I could fit all the books in, and I don't even think they're all in. Guys, this isn't even all of the books. I still have like 7 or 8 or 10 over there. Like, this is ridiculous. So that's gonna be it for this book haul, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you can go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Or subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified of when I upload new videos. I'm a Dash of Ash 12 on all my social medias and the links are in the description so you can go say hi. I'm gonna drop these soon. I know it. I'll catch you later. Bye! No! Oh god. My arms are killing me. I'm so weak.